Hey guys! In today's video, I'm going to be telling you some pregnancy changes that no one seems to talk about. I am in my third trimester, I am 33 weeks, and a lot has happened to me while being pregnant, and I thought I could share some of the things that I've found out and that have happened to me that might happen to you, might not, I don't know, but it's just nice to know so you have some sort of insight of what could happen. I never really had like a close family member or anything tell me about some of these things, and I had to just kind of learn and experience them on my own. So I thought it'd be nice to just share. So first change that happens is that your feet can grow in size. Like you can even grow up like a foot size or so, or a shoe size I mean, or like your feet can get flat. That's what happened to me. I didn't really grow a shoe size, maybe like half a size if anything, but my feet have gotten so much flatter and I have barely any arch support, like an arch anymore. It's just like a flat foot, and so I would definitely recommend getting some very supportive shoes from the beginning. Your feet will get really sore, and you know, all the extra weight and pressure, just, you know, you need a good arch support. That's what I'm trying to say. So that's the first change that no one told me about. The second one is that you can actually develop allergies while pregnant. Like, I did not know this, and I have experienced this one as well. I never used to have bad allergies, just seasonal, but this pregnancy, I have kind of become allergic to my cat. When I get near him, I get really itchy, watery eyes, and I will sneeze, and I don't even know, you can probably hear it now, but just being here now, I'm like really congested. So just know that it's possible to get allergies like while pregnant, so, or just have worse allergies if you're already allergy prone. My third is that you can get very bad nasal congestion to the point where you even get nosebleeds. I'm like all stuffed up right now, and this is like a daily thing that's been happening since the very beginning of my pregnancy. Every day I'm just, especially at night, it gets really bad, and I have to use a humidifier to help, you know, get moisture in the room, or if not, I will wake up and have a bloody nose. It's not one of the glorious things that people talk about, so I just wanted to share that. My fourth change is that your gums can bleed and just be like, your mouth can just be sore altogether. This one happened to me during the second trimester, where my gums started getting really sensitive, and when I would brush my teeth, they would actually start bleeding, so I had to be careful. With brushing, just be gentler, and there's even a pregnancy gingivitis you can get, and I was kind of paranoid that I had that at first, but I went to my dentist and everything was fine. Just, I think it's just from all the extra, you know, blood flow in your body that it can cause, you know, your gums to be more sensitive, and you have to be careful because they can bleed. But that's a weird thing to happen if you didn't expect it. Fifth change is that your boobs will get huge, darker, and sore. They always say about your boobs going through changes, but I didn't expect all three, and all three so hard. During the beginning, I had really sore breasts, and that was like one of the first pregnancy signs that I had. And then it seemed all of a sudden that they just exploded and got so big. And then now that I'm further along is when they're getting very dark and sore again, because they're getting ready, you know, towards the end is when you're getting ready to produce milk. So I didn't expect all three of those so hard, I guess, and like so fast. So just be aware of that. My sixth thing is you will get stretch marks in places other than your belly. Or maybe you won't. I mean, some people are just blessed and don't get any stretch marks, but for me, I actually got stretch marks in weird other places before I got any on my belly. You get them, or I got them on my boobs, hips, and the weirdest place for me that I thought was my butt and my thighs, because it's like, what does that have to do with my growing belly and stuff? But those are like the first two places I got them, and I didn't expect that. So just be aware that, you know, if you do get stretch marks, there's a big possibility you'll get them in those other places first, or maybe just at all. I don't know. Number 7 is that morning sickness can come and go up until your delivery. So I always thought that, you know, morning sickness was kind of just a first trimester thing, you know? You'd feel sick and nauseous, and then it would go away with your second trimester. And for the most part, it was true for me. But here and there, I would get morning sickness, and even in the third trimester, I'll occasionally get it. And I've heard of other women that would get sick every day up until their delivery date. And, you know, or women that experienced first trimester morning sickness, didn't have it any of the second trimester, and then it came back the third, or just during labor. I've heard of women that will get really nauseous when they're in labor, and so that was an unexpected change. Number 8 is that you become very forgetful, and that pregnancy brain is so real. I always heard about people saying about pregnancy brain and mom brain, but until you actually go through it, like, you don't understand like how much of a real thing it actually is. Like, when I first started experiencing it, I would forget like sentences in my head of like what I was about to say, or forget what I was doing, and I would even like jumble up words like as I was talking to someone. I'm still pretty forgetful, but it's not as bad as it was. I'd say during the second trimester was probably the worst for me, but that was something that I didn't think would be as bad as it actually was. Number 9 is that you will want to cry for no reason, or just have emotional like outbursts for no reason, kind of. I mean, I was fine during the first trimester. I was pretty chill, and then during the second it became a little worse, and then now I'm in the third, I will just be sitting on the couch watching TV and just all of a sudden want to cry. And I will just start bawling for no reason. And I'm just gonna say it's hormones, because I mean, it's probably hormones. But just be prepared that, and prepare your partner for that, because my husband was so confused of why I was just all of a sudden having an emotional breakdown. Number 10 is that you can get a pain called round ligament pain, where your uterus, like the ligaments that hold your uterus, are stretching to grow, well, like to accommodate your growing baby. When that stretches, it can be very painful. For me, it felt like a tugging and almost like a stabbing pain in my like lower stomach and like groin area, and it just felt like someone was like tugging and pulling at it, and also like stabbing it at times, especially like if I was like walking around, but even sitting sometimes I would get it. So just be prepared that, you know, you can feel like you're being stabbed. But you want to make sure, if you have any sort of pains, you want to make sure, like, check with your doctor. And I'm not trying to do this video to like scare people out of pregnancy or anything. I mean, it's great, and I'm so excited to be a mom. I just wanted to show like the realities of it, that like things people don't share, like moms don't share with other moms that much. just so you can be prepared. Number 11 is that you can get areas on your stomach that will feel like tender and very like almost like a bruise. It doesn't physically look bruised, but it will just be sore to the touch and just feel like someone like punched you in an area. And I've heard of other moms getting this too. I don't know why it happens, probably just from your baby kicking or punching, I don't know, but it's happened to me a few times and I thought that was really weird. Number 12 is that you will have periods of time where you'll have nothing that really fits, and it's very frustrating. So for me, this was especially true during like the end of the first trimester, beginning of the second trimester, where you know you're starting to get bigger, so your pre-pregnancy clothes don't fit you, but then you put on your maternity clothes and they're way too big on you and you feel like you're wearing a bag. And it's just very frustrating trying to find anything that fits during that time. And I remember that was a big struggle with me for a while. It just was really upsetting to me. But, you know, that's what nice oversized t-shirts are for, and leggings. It's probably what I lived in for a while. Number 13 is that you can get a better sense of smell, which is a good or a bad thing, depending. But with this, I would say you can also get worse eyesight, so it's kind of like a win-lose situation. For me, my sense of smell like just heightened so much. I could smell things from like a room away, or be in the car and could smell like, you know, a restaurant's food from, you know, not even that close. But then also, like, I noticed my eyesight, it didn't actually get worse because I went to the eye doctor and checked, but it feels like it's gotten like hazier in a way. But I'm sure this doesn't happen to everyone, so it could be different for you. Number 14 is that you will have areas on your body that get darker, and just like grow hair in weird places. So like you can grow hair like on your belly, which is like super weird to see. And then I noticed like you get like darker areas on your body too. Like my armpits are like super like dark, like darker than they've ever been before. And I've heard of other people getting like, you know, darker and hairier in places like you wouldn't expect, so that's a weird one. Number 15 is that you can experience constipation and get hemorrhoids even, just from like, you know, your baby kind of compressing down on your, you know, intestines, and all the extra pressure can cause hemorrhoids, and you know, the constipation can make hemorrhoids, and it can just be very frustrating and something, I don't know, it's just important to try to stay regular as you can to avoid these, but it's definitely a real thing. And then my last change that no one seems to talk about is that you have to pee a lot. And I know people say this, but it's an understatement. During the first trimester, I had to pee all the time, which doesn't even, you know, you wouldn't think you would have to because the baby's not even big yet, but it's from all like the, you know, hormones and like things happening, changes happening so fast. During the second trimester, I had to go a lot, but like not as much, but it was still pretty frequent. Plus all the water you're drinking to, you know, keep your baby healthy, and that makes you have to go more. And then during the third trimester, oh my gosh, I'm going probably every like 15 to like 25 minutes, I would say. But also on top of that, during the third trimester, from your baby being like so low and, you know, so heavy, there's just so much pressure down there, and it makes you feel like you have to pee like all of the time. Like you can go to the bathroom and pee and then feel like you haven't even gone yet, just because of like all the pressure from your baby. And that can be so frustrating, especially when you want to like go and walk around and do things, and then you're just, you know, kind of stuck to the toilet, like running back to it all the time. So I really hope you enjoyed these 16 weird pregnancy changes that people don't really talk about. Like I said, I don't want to scare anyone about, you know, being pregnant or anything. I just wanted to be real with people and share things that, like, I didn't really know about and that could be helpful for other people, just so you can be prepared. I'm like a person that always wants to be prepared and know what they're getting into, and so for me it was very different experiencing these and not knowing about them. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.